Loading one of my favorite styles of rifle. Yes, lever gun, and she's loaded. 30-30. Didn't think you'd ever see one here, did you? At the compound. I've had 30-30s before, I promise, but I feel almost un-American that I am so long getting another one for you and for me. And if you know anything about lever guns, you probably already know what this baby is. Yes, I really feel unpatriotic for not having a Model 94, a Winchester 94, for a long time. I mean, I should be ashamed of myself. I totally agree with you. Because this rifle is loaded, of course. You just saw me put rounds in it, in the tube at least, that's all. It is as much Americana as anything. And you folks overseas and other countries, you know what I'm talking about too, don't you? The Winchester Model 94, originally called the, well, it was called the Model 94, of course, 1894, but it was chambered for a couple of the rounds. Didn't come out initially as the 30-30, but when it did, the 30-30, quote unquote, was the 30 WCF, Winchester centerfire. So you see these old rifles, really old ones, and it'll say 30 WCF on the barrel. And if you're like me, when I was younger and I'd see one of those, I was, wow, what's a 30 WCF? You know, I knew 30-30, but what's that? You know, of course, same thing. And we'll talk about that. But the 1894 Winchester is iconic. It has it's been around since about 1894, really it has, and has been chambered in the 30 WCF or the 30-30 for a long time, since about 1895. So two iconic things in my hand right now: Winchester Model 94 and the 30-30 cartridge. So let's take a few shots here before we gab too much. Oh, let's just go on over there and try that red plate. See if we can come close to it. See if I can see these sights. Right. Oh, it went under it. I knew it was going to happen. Just like I knew that one was going to hit it. Okay. Let's take out a 2-liter while we're here. Like that black, brown, whatever it is. Whoa! That's it. Let's try the other one. Wow. It's like shooting a 45-70. I might as well take out the, let's try that little pot there on top of the tombstone. See if we can pop him. Shook him up a little bit. We'll get him later. I guess I was holding too low. All right, so anyway, that's the 94. If you're familiar with lever guns and you've just not had a 94, you know, they're a little different. You know, looks like the insides fall out when you open it up. And it was designed that way so that the receiver can be shorter and still chamber a longer cartridge, you know, without it adding to the length of the receiver. So that's the way it works. And you get your bolt that comes up in the back, you know, or block locks the bolt in place. Model 94, it's been around a while. There's been about, what is it, 6 or 7 million of them made, you know, so it's not a new kid on the block or anything. It was originally, you know, made and chambered for black powder cartridges, the 3855, the 3240, and I have not owned anything in those calibers. I'm familiar with especially the 3855, almost bought something in that once. And you know, I think the original loading smokeless was 160 grain bullet at almost 2,000 feet per second. So that's pretty spiffy for the time, and it gets the job done, you know, anytime. The thing goes back in history, goes a long way. These things, again, like I said, it's an iconic rifle. They've been presented to presidents. You know, like, what was it, 27, I think, to Calvin Coolidge, he got the 1,000,000th copy. Truman in 48 got the, what, the 1.5 million copies, something like that. And then when they got up to the 2 million level, Eisenhower was president, I think 53. So, you know, they've just been, there's so much history associated with the Model 94 that, you know, just tons of it. And again, I think I'm correct. This was the first commercial rifle chambered for a smokeless cartridge. You know, the 30-30 or the 30 WCF. Whereas the first military rifle in the U.S. was the 30-40 Krag. That was smokeless as well, and that was just a couple, 3 years before this. But this was the first commercial rifle, chambered, designed, particularly in '95, I believe. I'm not sure in the first year it came out. I think it was in '95 that they changed the steel to where it would handle, you know, easily the smokeless powder, and then it was chambered for the 30 WCF, and the rest is history.